My name is Rhea Moore. I am a very, very grateful, happy, blessed diamond ambassador with Plexus. And I'm so happy that y'all have joined us tonight. And tonight's focus is kids' health. And I love talking about kids' health with Plexus because that is what truly changed the trajectory of my family's health and finances. Especially the health of my oldest daughter. And when I saw the changes that I saw in her after being on Plexus consistently for about 3 months is when I really started seeing the changes in her. And that is what made me start shouting Plexus to the rooftops. I mean, I was contacting everybody I knew because I was like, look, if this is doing this for us, I've got to let everybody know about this. So I am going to share my screen because I want to share my story before I get into, what Plexus does and the products. I want to share my story and my daughter's story and how it relates to kids' health. And then Dr. Tiffany Wilson is also going to share her story. So let me hit share screen. Everyone who knows me knows that I get a little nervous whenever I hit share screen because I'm like, Lord, please don't. Like, I'm just always thinking something's going to happen. Okay. And it did it. Yay. Okay. So welcome, y'all. Welcome. I'm so glad you were here. My name again is Rhea, and this is my daughter, Claire. Y'all, this is my oldest daughter, Claire. So just to back up a little bit, I guess I'll start with this picture just to back up a little bit. This is me. And I started Plexus for myself. I started Plexus for my GI issues, for my chronic sinusitis, my postnasal drip, my thyroid issues, y'all. And everything else that came with it is lagniappe. I'm from Louisiana, right? Lagniappe. That means extra, right? That's extra goodness. And I'm gonna do my best to explain it in a succinct way because I get very excited. But so this is me on the left. I'm 40 years old in this picture. I am 120 pounds in both pictures. I'm actually on the left side, this before Plexus right here. I'm actually was super duper focused on my health. I'm always focused on my health, right? But when I hit 39, y'all just kind of went into this laser focus of health. So I was plant-based eating. I was only drinking water. I just run my first half marathon. I mean, I was just doing all the right things. This is around the time that I decided to start my backyard garden for my vegetables and just some anything, right? Seasoned like herbs and things to cook with. I wanted to be consuming whole foods as much as possible. So that's age 40 before Plexus. Enter Plexus, y'all. This is me, age 42. 2 years later, I literally aged backwards after starting Plexus. I'm also 120 pounds in this picture right here. And it's important to note that because I did not realize I had inflammation. I knew the importance of anti-inflammation and I knew the importance of eating anti-inflammatory foods, and I'm reading the anti-inflammatory diet and I'm, just doing all the things, like I'm saying, I'm doing all the things, y'all. But I thought because I didn't have chronic inflammation or chronic pain that, the inflammation benefits of Plexus weren't really going to apply to me. And then I look at these pictures and I mention my weight being the same on both because the inflammation is what made the difference in my face, y'all. Also my skin. So every day I have Plexus collagen. I use Plexus skincare line, their daily cleanser, their AM serum, their PM serum, like I said, the collagen, and just using Plexus supplements and really healing your body from the inside out makes that change. And so my skin is different, y'all. Also, I stopped grinding my teeth. So I was grinding my teeth so badly before that I was getting these spaces in my teeth. They were starting to space out. And then you could see kind of how I'm holding my jaw. It was just, I was always tired. I was always stressed. I have 3 kiddos, a husband who, owns his own business and has clients around the country. So he's always traveling, and I was exhausted. And I was just tired of feeling that way. So enter Plexus. And this is me at age 42. Like I said, I'm 120 pounds. Y'all, guess what? I was not drinking all water. I was not eating a plant-based when this picture was taken. This was actually a girls' weekend taken exactly a year ago, actually today. It was an MLK weekend. We had a girls' weekend, a retreat. And this was at the end of the girls' weekend. Okay. And we had been having a good time, y'all. This was like on Sunday. Okay. So, and I'm still looking just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and that's because of Plexus. So I did not expect all this, but listen, I started it for my GI issues. I started it for my sinus issues. I started it for my thyroid issues. I started it for my headaches. I started it for my brain fog, and it knocked out all of that. It knocked out all of that. About 4 months after consistently taking Plexus, my sinus issues were gone. I have not had a sinus infection since July of 2019. And that's when I started Plexus. And I used to get them. Well, that's a little bit after I started Plexus, but I used to get them like every other month. I used to get sinus infections every other month, every couple of months, went right to my ENT, give me my Z-Pack, give me my steroid shot, give me my antibiotic shot, give me all of it. They knew my name. Mrs. Moore is here. We know what the problem is, right? None of that anymore, y'all. I would see my gastroenterologist every 3 to 4 weeks when I around age 40, 39, 40, because things were getting really bad, constantly nauseous, pains in my stomach, just bloated constantly, y'all. And I couldn't figure it out. I could not figure it out. All that is gone. All of my GI issues are gone. That took consistently taking Plexus for about 4 or 5 months. Now, my brain fog, headaches, energy, that was like in the first 2 months of taking Plexus consistently. So anywho, to my daughter, right? I had to share my story because it was, we're all, even if we're here to learn about what can help our kids, it's not changing for me, to learn about what can help our kids. We also, there we go. Even if we're here to learn about what can help our kids, we also need to know what can help us, right? Because let's not only take care of our children, let's take care of us too. It's like when you're on an airplane, right? Put your mask on first, then your child's mask, right? Take care of yourself too, right? No matter what we're doing for them, we have to do for us also to keep it going. Okay, speaking of children. So y'all, there's a private Facebook group that our team runs, called Journey to Health and Happiness. If you're not on there, please make sure whoever invited you to this call, if you are looking at the recording, pause the video right now and text the person who sent you this recording and tell them to add you to Journey to Health and Happiness. So I saw on Journey to Health and Happiness group, all these testimonies, all these testimonies, adults and kids, for ADD, how Plexus had helped people with ADD. And my oldest daughter, I want to give you some background. This is my daughter, Claire, here. She was born at 23 weeks, which is considered non-viable in the medical field, and especially in 2007. And she was given 48 hours to live, y'all. And praise God, she turned 13 last year. She turned 13 this past October, and she's doing amazing. But she was in the NICU for 8 months. She's had 8 major surgeries: brain, heart, several GI issues. She's had some of her intestines removed because she had necrotizing in her colitis. She had to have a knot tied on top of her stomach because all of the food was always coming up. She couldn't keep food down. She's had 2 brain surgeries, actually. She had a hole in her heart closed. She has hydrocephalus. That's fluid on the brain, right? So you always have it. You'll have it for life, but you have this tubing that drains the fluid. But it does make you more susceptible to migraines. And my poor baby, I mean, her migraines were so bad, y'all. When I started her on Plexus, that was the point where we were about to start homeschooling, because she was missing so much school with her migraines. She was getting really bad migraines, like at least twice a week. And she would be vomiting with them, just screaming in pain. And I'm thinking, okay, the lighting, the sound at school. So this was before COVID. I'm homeschooling right now anyway, but this was before COVID. It was just really bad. Also, she has bronchopulmonary dysplasia, which is a chronic lung disease. And that's been one of her biggest struggles, really, her lungs and her GI system. And so she has, with that comes asthma. And I mentioned the GI issues. So more specifically, she has what's called gastroparesis. And so this is kind of in layman's terms, it's a temporary paralysis of her digestive muscles. And so they don't move, and all of her food would come up at the end of the day, y'all. And this, out of all of the things, I always tell people that was the worst. And I say was, and I'll tell you why in a second, but that was the worst, y'all. The GI issues, our lives just really revolved around that. When we went anywhere, we got to a point where we would have beach towels. We'd carry beach towels and trash bags in our car because it might happen while we were in the car. And I mean, it was gross, y'all. And it was painful for her, and it wreaked havoc on her system and her nutrition and her growth. So that's Claire's story. So I started her on Plexus for ADD because I was determined not to put this child on medication for a while. And in 4th grade, I did put her on medication because it was bad, y'all. Good Jesus, Mary, Joseph. It was bad, right? And we were doing all the things that work with developmental pediatrician and her occupational therapist and behavioral therapy, and we were just trying everything. And we needed help. She needed help, so we started on medication. The poor child's already underweight, and it just took away her appetite completely. And then it just completely changed her attitude, her personality. And anyone who knows Claire knows that she just lights up her room. She's constantly like just the happiest child you ever meet. And it just changed her completely, her personality, took her off in the meds. Okay. I'm trying to make it succinct, I promise, but I'm so passionate about this. I just talk and talk about it. Anywho, so I started her on Plexus, y'all. About 3 months later, I had teachers texting me because I am that mom. Like I'll be texting those teachers, right? And they'll text me middle of the day, be like, Claire did good on this test, yada, yada, and, or, Claire's having a little trouble today. If I wasn't already at the school volunteering. Anywho, they're texting me. Teachers were texting me and they're like, hey, whatever you're doing with Claire, keep doing it. I had other moms, and I share this text regularly, y'all, with people. But there was a mom who texted me. She was like, look, whatever you're doing with Claire, here's some unsolicited feedback. And this mom is also a school psychologist. So for the high school, our high school here in Katy, Texas. But her daughter is in her other kids are in my kids' grades in elementary. So she was at the school and she said, whatever you're doing with Claire, continue doing it. She was like, I need to give you some unsolicited feedback. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And she just went into like, I had a conversation with her. I'm sitting with her. This is a different child. Things are connecting. And it's true, y'all. So that was the first thing I saw with Plexus with Claire. And so I was sold. I was like, all right, great. Her grades, she was focusing, the grades she was bringing back was just a different child. Well, all of this extra stuff, well, I was not expecting. And I'm going to share this and then I'm going to pass it on to Dr. Wilson. So stop talking. But y'all, so this is in 2018. Claire goes to Texas Children's regularly. Well, she did. We haven't been in a while because we haven't had to, but she sees a team of doctors at the Complex Care Clinic at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston, Texas. And every year she has this big eval where we have, 3 or 4, especially the neurologist. The neurosurgeon usually pops in. Then we have her cerebral palsy doctor. I forgot what the name, specific name is. But it's like the physical medicine doctor. We have her gastroenterologist, her nutritionist. So it's like this team, right? And it happens every year. This is 2018. She had eczema patches, her migraines, asthma, gastroparesis, all the things I just mentioned, delayed cognitive processing along with that ADD. So if you ask her a question, and this is separate from ADD, but if you ask her a question, you just got to wait a second. And right when you want to say, hey, Claire, did you hear me? She'll answer you like right around then. You just got to give her a little time. And so that was what the developmental pediatrician called delayed cognitive processing, and also the neurologist. And she was underweight. I mentioned that. Well, fast forward a year later, the exact same eval in 2019, the skin issues are gone. Now, I will say this, her eczema was not extreme. It was not really bad. However, in that Journey to Health and Happiness page, you'll see some extreme eczema cases and they've gotten relief, and the before and after pictures are astounding. But knowing what I know now about gut health and the connection to your inside out, it's not shocking at all. Her headaches are gone, y'all. They're gone. Now, please understand, I'm not going to stand here and sit here and say, Plexus is going to cure migraines, but I do know that when you focus on inflammation, your gut health, your blood sugars, and you're tackling all these autoimmune issues, y'all, you will see a change. And I do know that my child's migraines, she went from having migraines 2 to 3 times a week to 0. Do you understand me? 0. And so we started her summer 2019. There was one period of time where I got lax on her Plexus, and it was during December. It was during the holidays. Things were really busy. It was holidays in 2019. Things were getting super busy. And I got comfortable because she wasn't having migraines anymore. And I got comfortable. I'm taking my Plexus every day, but we're not getting up for school for 2 weeks straight, right? And it's just like you get out of your routine. And she started having migraines. They weren't as bad as before I started her Plexus, but she got a migraine one day, and I realized I hadn't given this child her Plexus throughout the holidays. And she also was spending time with the grandparents too. And I will never let that happen again. I went back consistently with her, and that was the only time. So I know for a fact that this is what is happening. This is what is helping keep her migraines at bay. Okay, so headaches gone. Y'all, she's not had an asthma attack. She's not had the coughing. So Claire, even if, she didn't have attacks, she had a constant cough. There was always a cough, like a white noise cough. Those are gone, completely gone since being on Plexus. No constipation. This child has been hospitalized for constipation before. She was in the hospital for 3 days for constipation, y'all. It was that bad. And when she would go, TMI time, she would clog our toilet. I'm not even lying, y'all. She would she would always like clog the toilet when she would go. None of that. She doesn't have that anymore. She has she has improved her improved attention now, her cognitive improvement, and her healthy weight. But you can read the list if you want, y'all, but look at the pictures. This is only a year difference. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is 1 year difference. And you see here, she's underweight. She's kind of like just looking into space, really. And this was my normal Claire. This is the Claire that that's my girl, right? She's just kind of like, earth to Claire kind of look. And that's fine. What she's not supposed to be here. So look, she's perfect, right? Now, fast forward a year later. And this is her after being on Plexus for about 6 months, y'all. And it is an amazing change, amazing change. She's a healthy weight. She's connecting, like literally her eyes, it's like it's connecting. So that's my story. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to pass it on to, or that's my daughter's story. And I'm going to pass it on to Dr. Wilson. And then after Dr. Wilson shares her testimony, then I'll get into, the supplements and the kids line that Plexus has to offer and what's in them. Okay. So Tiffany, take it away. I'm going to mute myself, girly.
Okay. I always love hearing that. That just touches my heart every time. Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Tiffany Wilson. I am just so glad to have had Plexus find me, because I always say I wasn't looking for Plexus. It found me. So I actually joined for some health concerns of my own. And then I quickly realized how it was benefiting me, and I needed it to benefit my children. I have 3 children that suffer with bad eczema. We were paying hundreds of dollars for eczema creams, trying to keep their skin moisturized. They would have breakouts and flare-ups like all the time. And when I was on one of the calls, this is one of my babies now. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's perfect. It's a kid's call. It's perfect. Do not apologize, Mama. Please don't apologize.
So when I was on a call and somebody said something about eczema, and I was like, oh, this can help with eczema. And at that time, yes, go get one. At that time, I was like, okay, so my kids have eczema. Let me give it a try. At that time, though, the kids line was not, they didn't have the drink out yet. So I was like, they were like, you can give them the microbiome activating and just give them a little bit. So we started out there. But we quickly, go baby. Okay, go. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Diavion, can you please get him? Okay,
girl, you're okay. Do not, please don't apologize, girl. This is we're your people. We're your people. This is the kids' help call over here, right?
Yes. So basically, so they started out on just regular. I was giving them 1 Bio Cleanse, 1 Pro Bio 5, and a little bit of the microbiome activating slim. And then we were all taking the kids' chewables. I'm gonna just be honest, because they are good. And so I noticed after about, I would say about 2 or 3 months, I would notice that the kids were not telling me that their skin was itching, or they weren't asking for the cream as much. And so I was like, okay, this is working. And so by that time, they actually had come out with the kids, I guess Kid Slim, if you want to call it that, but their drink. And I had my son try it first, and he is one that does not like anything. So I was like, hey, try this. It's kind of like, just the juice, but you just put it in water like we do the Crystal Lights or whatever. And he tried it. And now every day I have to sometimes tell him, he asks for 2 a day. And I'm like, okay, let's not overdo it, but you can have 1. But just the benefits of them now, they usually are very sick, honestly. Like, I don't know, a month or 2 that we go without having to go to the doctor for something, whether it be allergies, whether it be for just a common cold. And, during this whole COVID thing, I was really worried because I swear, I think my son had it back in January of 2020. They just didn't know what it was. But even him, I sent him back to school, but then I brought him back home because the cases were so high. But he has not even been sick, and he's usually the one that gets the sickest. And I have to say, it must be the products, because there's nothing else that we've changed but adding plexus into our daily regimen. And I mean, now skin is basically clear. My oldest daughter is 17. She'll be 18 next month. She is actually starting, she got off the kids stuff and now she's taking the microbiome activating, but she has dandruff. And when I saw that it was helping with my dandruff, I said, oh, okay, this is what we need to do for you. And she's been consistent on it for a month and a half. And the dandruff is definitely not as bad as it used to be. So we're working our way through this, and as a family, getting our guts together so we can all be healthy and happy together. So I'm definitely glad that, you know, Plexus offers something for everybody. And I'm just, you know, going to continue, like Rhea, shouting to the rooftops.
Yes. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you so much, Tiffany. And it's so, you know, this, I love these calls because y'all, we do these calls regularly. We do these calls weekly. So if you're on here right now or listening to a recording, you know, let your friends know about these calls, because and you can invite more people to them. But we do these regularly, and each time you still learn things. I love these calls because Dr. Wilson, Tiffany was just mentioning the dandruff. And it occurred to me while you were talking, I was like, you know what? When I'm now that you mentioned it, when I'm brushing my daughter's hair, because I have 3 girls, y'all, who have just the curliest, thickest hair you'll ever find. And I'm realizing now when I'm brushing their hair, I'm not like doing this as much with it. Like, you know, I'm like, and I'm always trying to figure out, is this dandruff? Is this skin? Is this product buildup? You know, and I'm like, where is this coming from? And I love this. I love this because now that you're saying that, I'm realizing I'm not dealing with that as much when I'm doing their hair. So you really learn things. I also, you know, I mentioned eczema, my daughter's eczema. And I was like, you know, look and journey of happiness, because she has, you know, she didn't have an extreme case, but there are others. And little did I know, Dr. Wilson that was part of her testimony. So, and we talked on the phone today. We talk regularly, right? and so it's astounding, really. I guess that's my word for today. I keep using that word. What you learn and what Plexus can offer. So I thank you, Dr. Wilson, for sharing your testimony. I am going to go back to screen sharing, y'all, because I want to show you some things with the kids line. Okay. So we have Dr. Wilson mentioned the kids drink, right? And it's like the kids slim. It's a Mega Kids microbiome. And this is, I held it up here. It's little packets, y'all. These packets here, you put the packet in water for your kiddos, shake it up, and they drink it. And my kids call it their vitamin drink. Now, my oldest, she is 13. And just like Dr. Wilson mentioned, when I started her on Plexus, you know, we had the kids chewables, we didn't have the kids drink yet. And I literally was like, I really want them to come out with a kids drink. And I'm so thankful they did. But my oldest, she really does both. She does a kids drink, and sometimes she'll do a little bit of the adult, what we call it's our slim, what we call our pink drink. My middle daughter, my youngest daughter, my younger 2 daughters, they do the kids drink. We all do the chewables. I'm not even lying. Y'all, we even give my dog the chewables, okay? Because he's an epileptic. I know this sounds crazy. He's an epileptic. He's a pug. They all have skin issues. And he has skin issues. And I give him the kids chewables when I give that's like one of his treats. If he sits, he gets a chewable vitamin. I'm not even lying. And I'm telling you, this dog's skin around his eyes has improved. I know people think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you it has. But anywho, so everyone, like, even when I'm giving their chewables, like Tiffany said, I'll pop a chewable in my mouth. But my kids all of them have always been on the chewables. And now they're on the kids drink. And if you have, you know, someone older, if you have like a teenager, you have the option of giving them the adult one at a smaller amount. So I give my 13-year-old, when she drinks some of mine, like before I drink out of it, I'll give her like a third of it. Just FYI. But anywho, back to my middle and my youngest. So they are I'm like, yeah, 9. They are 9 and 4. She keeps talking about she's about to be 10, even though she's not a son until October. So I almost said 10. But anywho, my 9-year-old and my 4-year-old, y'all, they love it. They love this. Well, all of my kids do, but especially I want to focus on my younger ones. My 4-year-old loves the kids' chewables. I literally have to put it at the top shelf of our pantry because she'll just go to town on them. But let me tell you a little bit what it's done for them. My middle child used to cough all throughout the night. just constant cough. We give her kids Claritin, kids Zyrtec. And I try, most of the time I tried to not to give her anything. And I would try essential oils, or have like the vapor thing in her room or whatever. And she would just cough. I'm telling you, it's this white noise, it's this dry cough. And since being on the kids' chewables, zero cough. This child does not cough anymore throughout the night. It's completely gone. What else? My youngest child, she was like this open mouth breather, this wet sounding, and she had this like perpetual runny nose. None of that. Since being on Plexus, none of this wetness. And y'all, to be honest with you, I could never figure out why my kids were always getting sick. Kind of like Dr. Wilson mentioned, they were always getting sick. And we were eating the rainbow every day. And I'm like, y'all, my master's is in public health. I am in nutrition school. I'm a Pilates instructor. I'm just really focused on wellness, and my kids were always sick, and it just drove me crazy. And they're not anymore. Like they have not been sick since, gosh, I like knock on wood, y'all, knock on Plexus, but they haven't been sick since being on Plexus. We haven't had any issues. And my youngest was in before coronavirus. She was in preschool, so like when you put that, she went to preschool for the first time and did not keep continuously coming home sick like my other ones did. So when you put that child in preschool for the first time and they do not get sick at all, like she was not sick at all, that's a strong immune system. Okay, so just to piggyback on what Dr. Wilson said, the immune building is just astounding. My word for today. So what's in the kids microbiome, and the kids line, I should say. So the Mega Kids microbiome is the drink that I love and adore. And here's everything that's in the kids line. So we'll start with the kids microbiome since I mentioned that first, but down here you'll see some of the things that are in the microbiome, the vitamins. So it has choline, as much choline as a 9 ounces of canned tuna, y'all. About as much DHA as 3 ounces of cooked cod. We're actually eating cod. We ate cod for dinner tonight, and it's a struggle, man. My 4-year-old didn't eat the fish. My 4-year-old's nope. I'll just take some rice and cheese, right? So guess what? She's getting that in her kids' drink, which they like. They really like it. About as much lutein as 1 cup of Brussels sprouts, and as much prebiotic fiber as artichoke, half a cup of Jerusalem artichoke. So listen, y'all, the DHA, choline, lutein, all these things, you find that in breast milk. You find all of these things in breast milk, which is just super duper important. I just love and adore our kids line. Now let's go to the kids chewables. The kids chewables in 1 serving, which is 2 chewable tablets. Y'all are so good. Of the kids chewables, you have 9 cups of broccoli, as much vitamin A as 9 cups of broccoli, as much vitamin B6 as 30 ounces of salmon. I'm not going to read through all of it, but just read right here. This is all that's in the kids chewables. And the kids chewables are both a multivitamin and a probiotic. Vitamin E, folate, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin K, y'all, vitamin C, vitamin D, super duper important right now, especially with coronavirus. There's so much vitamin D deficiency. More studies are coming out with people who are, who came down with COVID, who contracted COVID, and their vitamin D deficiency. So there are more studies coming out about that. And listen, y'all, it does not have to be Russian roulette with COVID. Okay. Focus on building your immune system, and you can fight this should, heaven forbid, you contract COVID. Now, moving along, we mentioned that the 13 essential vitamins, but I wanted to share something from Parents Magazine, how to naturally boost your child's immune system. So yes, we're talking about supplementation here, and we need supplementation, y'all, even for adults who we can eat certain foods. We know what we need. We sit down every day. We're going to eat the rainbow. We're going to eat these foods. No matter how much good foods you eat and whole foods you eat and veggies you eat and colorful foods you eat, it is not possible to get everything you need. It is no longer possible. We have nutrient depleted soil. So it literally is not possible to get it from these foods anymore. And honestly, y'all, the foods that, we grew up on are what's considered organic now, right? And we think, oh, I ate the same things. No, we didn't eat the same things. We didn't. That's literally what's special now, or we call organic. And even then you're not getting, or you might not have extra chemicals, but you're not getting all the nutrients. So I really wanted to focus how supplementation is important, but it's just really focusing on all the things, less sugar, more fruit. Maintaining your child's microbiota. So I was really excited to see this because these are where the probiotics come in, y'all. These are where the kids' probiotics come in. And that's what you're going to find in the kids line. Decrease stress and anxiety. Goodness gracious. So look, it's a stressful time. It's a stressful time, y'all. So we're just going to do what we can to decrease stress and anxiety, especially for our kiddos. Maintaining good sleep habits. And again, supplementation. So this is from Parents Magazine. This is not from Plexus, y'all. It is just key. It really is key to supplement, not just for your child, but also for yourself. I want to share this quickly before I don't want to keep us too long. I try to keep it at 40 minutes, and I know we're right at 30 something minutes, but I wanted to share this. Your gut is important, right? And what Plexus is doing is repairing your gut. So think about all the things that, we consume throughout the day. If anything is processed, if you ate anything today that did not come straight out of the ground, then you were most likely eating something that is processed, eating something that is sugary, that has sugar in it. Also think about medication. When have you had been on antibiotics in the past year? Are you on birth control? Do you have any type of medication that maybe is a type of steroid, has steroids in it? Pollution. Did you walk outside today or even inside your house, or, or stress during COVID? All of these things contribute to our leaky gut, to our gut and our children's guts just being overgrown and looking like this top pool right here. So this is before Plexus, right? So how do our insides look like this? All the things that I just mentioned. And some of these things like pollution, we can't control. So what Plexus does is repairs that, and it makes our insides look like this bottom pool. And so what this results in right here, y'all, is a leaky gut. What is that? So all of this, like, imagine this kind of being like a fungal buildup. Okay. So when I'm talking about the sugary foods and the processed foods, that results in this fungal buildup in our systems. It results in this overgrowth that creates these tiny, tiny little holes in our GI tract. And our GI tract is supposed to be a steel trap and nothing's supposed to get through. But this right here starts to break down our GI tract. And we have these holes, and toxins are leaking out of our GI tract. These toxins are supposed to stay inside our GI tract. They're not supposed to get into our bloodstream or outside and get into our system. And they are. And that results in all the things that I mentioned, that Dr. Wilson mentioned, that our kids were experiencing before, but they're no longer experiencing that, because guess what? You can repair that. So what Plexus does, it gets rid of all this. It gets rid of this fungal overgrowth. It gets rid of all this green, yucky stuff. This is our GI tract right here. And it turns it into this by repairing the gut. And it makes our GI tract a steel trap again, and toxins are not leaking out and turning into this, right? And spreading that through our systems. And that's what leaky gut is. Literally, it's our gut is leaking, and that turns into these autoimmune issues. It turns into eczema. It turns into asthma. It turns into, again, autoimmune issues. It turns into brain fog. It turns into ADD. It turns into ADHD. All of these things, y'all, are resulting from this leaky gut syndrome, from this overgrowth. And what Plexus does is repair your gut, not just for adults, but also for children. And I can't stress the importance of that enough. Also, 90% of your immune system is in your gut. 90% of your immune system is in your gut. So you have to get your gut right if you want a strong immune system. And that's why Dr. Wilson's kids haven't been sick. My kids haven't been sick. I haven't been sick, because not only did my kids get sick often, I did. If I did have a sinus infection, you just don't feel yourself. I didn't feel right, and I'm just tired, and something's just, I don't know, I'm just off today. And I remember at one point, my husband was like, Rhea, you've been saying you don't feel like yourself for 2 years now. And that was a light bulb moment for me, y'all, when I was like, oh no, I'm not going down like this. Okay. So back to our kiddos. I'll stop sharing now so we can see each other's squares, but that is what Plexus does. That is why Plexus is important. And that is why our supplements are important, and they're quality. So you're not going to just be able to grab any probiotic and experience what you experience on Plexus. And because Plexus has very quality, high bioavailability in our supplements, meaning they get into our system. It's quality, good stuff. It's plant-based stuff, y'all. Like our adult vitamin is literally green. It is green. Okay. Like you literally can see the plants in it. Okay. So I'm quickly going to go through the other products that we have before we'll go into question and answer. So one of my favorite things, y'all, I did mention Slim, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention our Slim, but the Slim is a prebiotic. It's an anti-inflammatory. It balances your blood sugars, gets your blood sugars in check. So it helps you weed, seed, and feed. Also, we have the adult probiotic also. So remember the kids line that we talked about, the kids chewables. It's a probiotic and a multivitamin in one. Now the adults is separate. So we have a probiotic, very high bioavailability. It has an antifungal. So that's how it's going to get that top pool looking like that bottom pool with that antifungal. And then we have the bio cleanse, just to really help get all that yucky stuff out. So these three things make up the triplex. And y'all, this is really what helps you get from that top pool to that bottom pool. Now, our other supplements work best with the triplex. And so I started, really just trying to started first with the probiotic first. And I was told, look, Rhea, you really need to do the triplex. You really need the triplex. And when I did the triplex is when everything started happening for me, when my sinus issues went away, my headaches, my brain fog, my energy, and just myself came back. So this is the triplex. There are other supplements, and I'm huge that I'm a big fan of. One of them specifically is the Mega X brain health, heart health. Also, the Ease is an anti-inflammatory. Chronic pain, chronic inflammation. I love and adore the Ease. Everybody needs that anti-inflammatory. And I mentioned the X Factor Plus, right? I was like, our multivitamin is green. This is the adult multivitamin, which is the X Factor Plus. Also, Plexus has plant-based weight loss supplements. So we have MetaBurn, which is going to boost your metabolism, help burn fat, belly fat, thigh fat. Also the Balance, which is a carb blocker. We have another type of Slim. I showed you the microbiome activating Slim, but there's a hunger control Slim. So this is for the adults. That I just want to go over quickly the products that we have for the adults. So if you want to get a welcome pack that has, the kids line and also, the kids vitamins and also adult vitamins, you can do that, and you can pick which Slim. So there's a hunger control Slim, and that if one of your goals is weight loss, that really jumpstarts your weight loss, and it helps. It has more fiber in it, so it's going to help you feel full. You're not going to snack as much. We also have protein shakes. We have collagen. I mentioned that I use a collagen every day. Thank you, Charmin. Yes, that's hunger control Slim. Thank you, Charmin. We have AM serum, PM serum, gentle cleanser, just a lot of wonderful supplements. So whoever invited you to this call, let them know, hey, these are my top 3 health goals. Okay. One, if you hopped on this call, one of your goals that you're reaching for 2021, maybe your kids' health, right? It may also be your health, and I hope so, right? It should be. It may be, I want to knock out these sinus infections, or, I want to lose weight. So everybody to this call, let them know your top 3 health goals, and we will get you started on the right welcome pack. There are really great options. There are a lot of different options. So that Plexus offers different options, different welcome packs, so that you can find one that works for you. But we want to make sure you do just that. We want to make sure you find a welcome pack that works for you, and that you don't get anything that you don't need, even though I think everybody needs everything, because I'm on all of it and I love it. I'm on it for life. So from here, the person who invited you to this call will reach out to you. If they haven't reached out to you by the end of the night, call them up and be like, hey, these are my top 3 health goals, because they have a promo code that they're going to get an extra 10% off for you. They're also going to get you the wholesale price, because guess what? When you purchase this welcome pack, you get the wholesale price for it another year, an entire 12 months, you get that wholesale price. But when you purchase your welcome pack, so the wholesale price is 25% off. But when you purchase your welcome pack, that one welcome pack, you get 50% off, 50. So make sure you get all that you can get in that welcome pack, because it's the one time you will get it half off. So like I said, the person who invited you will follow up with you, get you started. Also ask them about our referral program, about our cashback referral program, and all the prizes that Plexus gives as part of their referral programs. So they give cash, y'all. They give, they're giving a Surface Pro, or a MacBook. What else, y'all? They're giving like a watch, earbuds, Garmin. Oh gosh, there's some others, and cash. So all you have to do is bring your friends in, whoever invited you to this call, be like, hey, these are my people that I want to refer. And so we'll get them started on welcome pack, and we'll put after you purchase, you have like this Plexus ID, right? We'll put your ID in there and you'll get cash back, y'all. So bring your friends, right? The more the merrier. So anywho, I will stop talking now. And if we have any questions, we'll take any questions. I'm open book. Kawana, I love you to pieces. I love that, that bottle. I love it. I love her. Okay. So do we have any questions in the chat? Oh, so Carla, good question. Now yes, the supplements are, but I would not take the X Factor Plus on empty stomach. I would not take the X Factor Plus on an empty stomach. It is just jam-packed with vitamins. It's just jam-packed with so many good vitamins that you really need to take it with food. So take it with food, take it with food. Everything else I've taken on an empty stomach and I'm fine. And remember, I started Plexus for GI issues because everything made me nauseous. Everything made me nauseous. I stopped taking multivitamins for about a decade, y'all, because every multivitamin made me nauseous. I hated taking my birth control because it would make me nauseous. Like everything made me nauseous. And I'm the only thing that I haven't taken on empty stomach is X Factor Plus. So great question, Carla. The X Factor Plus, which is the adult multivitamin, y'all, take that with food. Take that with food. But that's really it. Oh, and more importantly, also, when you take your Slim, you should take your Slim about 30 minutes before you eat. So when you wake up, when you drink your Slim, the pink drink, drink that about 30 minutes before you eat, because that will help you won't eat as much. Even with the microbiome activating Slim, when your blood sugars are balanced, you're not going to crave really cruddy foods and you're not going to eat as much. You're not going to overindulge. So, and Carly, I can't answer anything simply, girl. So the simple answer to that is yes, except for X Factor Plus. Take that with food. Okay, so do we have? I think that's all the questions, y'all. I guess we covered a lot. So Davisha, I hope we answered any of your questions and everything that you wanted to know. And I know Lorna will be getting with you when she's done working. Our sweet Lorna is working hard. But did you have any questions?
No, ma'am. I get with Miss Lorna.
Okay. All right. Well, early welcome to Plexus. I'm glad you joined us. All right, everyone. So thank you for hopping on and giving me 45 minutes of your time tonight. I appreciate you. And Tiffany, if there was a perfect picture for this call, it would be you right now. I love it. I absolutely love and adore this. Super mom. So thank you for sharing your testimony, Tiffany. And thank you everyone for hopping on. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will be getting with you to make sure you get started. Okay. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Kai, when he heard about the call going